Everyone's favourite regime late-night TV talking heads appear to have fallen on hard times.
Strike Force 5 is the name of our podcast. Subscribe to it now.
No thanks, I'd rather boil my own head.
One more time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Stephen Colbert.
I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I thought when you said Jimmy, you meant me, Jimmy, but you meant Jimmy.
I always mean you.
But when you say
always mean...
See, they're trying to be all professional and introduce their new podcast.
It's the five of us together for maybe an hour a day.
But they're actually a bit bad at doing that and also a little awkward at the same time. That's the joke.
Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts. But Spotify, you fucks.
That's funny because he wants you to subscribe, but he's also insulting you at the same time. And he also said, fucks. That's the joke.
It's the five of us together.
I'm truly shocked to learn that people paid north of $15 million a year to read teleprompter jokes written by teams of 20 writers apiece aren't actually talented, funny, or interesting in any way when left to their own devices.
I mean, John Oliver.
Note how they've all cynically tried to appropriate the humble live streamer in their bedroom aesthetic to boost authenticity, when in reality they all live in multi-million-dollar mansions. They could have used studio rooms bigger than your entire apartment, but desperately try to give off a down-to-earth vibe by doing it in their shed or their half-renovated attic. It's super cringe that they all coordinated to sit in very regular person rooms, as though they don't all have home offices that clearly illustrate their wealth and success. Just be you damn phonies. John Oliver's worked in television for at least 20 years, and he can't even grasp the basic concept of framing. But to be fair to the likes of Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, their comedic skills are likely to be somewhat rusty, given that they've just spent the best part of the last 3.5 years producing infomercials for Pfizer and Moderna.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
Let the unvaccinated die. That's the joke. Hilarious. You were really vindicated on that stance, eh, Jimmy? And I'm sorry you have to see this again, but here it is. How did that work out for you, Stephen?
I wish you could see the smiles on the faces of my audience. And I wish I could too, because they're still wearing masks.
But spare a thought for poor old Jimmy Fallon, who after almost being cancelled for daring to give Trump a fair platform, really had to go the extra mile to make amends to his masters.
Here's the results of the 2020 census just came out, and for the first time in American history, the number of white people went down.
We're living through some very bizarre times across the board, and in case you've tuned out to latest developments in US economic news, let me be brutally frank. Interest rates continue to climb, inflation is getting crazy, the American financial system is in a complete and total meltdown. They're saying recession is inevitable. US debt, did you see this, just got downgraded. You know, the last time they did that was in 2011, and what happened as a consequence? The rally drove gold prices up to a $1,900 high. Just today, Michael Burry, the Wall Street trader who called the 2008 stock market collapse, the guy they made a movie about starring Christian Bale, has made a $1.6 billion bet on a second crisis happening by the end of this year. Then you look to the rest of the world. Just this week, we learned that the Chinese economy is entering a crippling meltdown, and experts are saying it's going to cause global contagion. What else can we do but try to immerse ourselves in knowledge and information and start to seriously consider precious metals as an alternative to all this chaos? And as regular viewers will know from watching this channel, Lear Capital is the company that I trust to help you make informed decisions about investing in gold and silver. And they've just published this big new report, The Tipping Point, which explains why the American financial system is broken, how the US dollar is on its way to becoming extinct, and the acceleration of plans that we've seen recently for countries to move out from under the US dollar with a new gold-backed currency. Are they deliberately killing the dollar to force us into using a digital currency? And what will all this mean for your financial future and the future of gold and silver? There's a shed load of great insider information in the Tipping Point report, and it's completely free. So don't wait. There's no obligation to buy anything. Just get that free report. Call 800-411-2430. They're waiting for your call right now. Or even easier, you can just go to leopold.com right now and viewers of this channel will get a massive $250 put in their account today. Simply for calling or filling out a form to get that free information. Don't miss out. 800-411-2430 or go to leopold.com to get that free report. It's important. Please do it today. Now back to the video. But who am I to make fun of them? They're all massively popular entertainers with huge numbers of fans. Kimmel, 11 million followers. Colbert, 80 million followers. Oliver, 5 million followers. Myers, over 4 million. Fallon, over 50 million. All this legacy media promotion. New podcast follower count, 7,000. They're going to be hard pushed to perform even worse than Meghan Markle's Spotify podcast, but the early signs aren't too promising.
Spotify, you fucks.
They say they're launching this new podcast as a result of the Hollywood strike, but the real reason is that late night talk show comedy as a genre is dead in the water, and they're all on a fast train to absolute irrelevancy. CBS aired its final episode of The Late Late Show earlier this year, cancelling it entirely after a 28-year run, and that's even with James Corden producing the kind of edgy satire that would put Bill Hicks to shame.
Hug your family. Shout out to our favorite MD, Anthony Fauci.
Trevor Noah abandoned The Daily Show last December after a 65% drop in viewership. Samantha Bee's show got cancelled last year. Jimmy Fallon had 11 million viewers for his first show less than a decade ago. Now he's left with just 2. Kimmel's lost 54% of his audience. In fact, all of them are now routinely outperformed by Fox News' Greg Gutfeld, despite the fact that Gutfeld can't call on a roster of A-list celebrities like the rest of them can. Colbert, Fallon and Kimmel are likely to struggle on for another couple of years as their contracts run out, but the die is cast. Ad revenue has plunged by over 50% since 2014 and more than 60% since 2016, which is just by coincidence around the same time that they stopped bothering even trying to be funny and fully sold out to become little more than banal, repetitive water carriers for the message. They couldn't have rushed to sell their souls any quicker. Entire events based around spewing climate change propaganda disguised as comedy. Weird one world global citizen concerts to legitimize lockdowns. They prostrated themselves as regime sycophants to the nth degree. And now the regime is done with them, they're all washed up has-beens.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Yes, it is. Critics say many late-night shows have dug their own grave through their obsession with former President Donald Trump. Yeah, they really thought laboriously externalizing their Trump derangement syndrome every night for half a decade would give them a ratings bonanza. Yet, much to everyone's amazement, broadcasting this kind of top-tier satire every night, multiple times for over 4 years, failed to attract any viewers.
So, Orange Man. Bad.
Trump.
Gloom.
Bloom. Cramp.
Ref.
And nothing of value was lost. Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.